All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Genshin Impact drip marketing video. One that really caught me off guard. I was expecting this for the morning, like around 6 o'clock in the morning, especially because Monday morning we did not get drip marketing. Apparently there was some kind of commemoration going on in China, I think for the present or for something in the past. And so we didn't get drip marketing as we typically do every Monday following a patch's release. And I was just wrapping up some early editing for the Paralogism Archon quest for 5.6. Which, by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it yet, or if you don't know, I do have a YouTube VOD channel, MurderofBirds VODs, where you guys can check out my Twitch VODs. If you guys prefer YouTube, you guys can check it out over on YouTube. It has all of my present streams that I have been doing for the last month or so, and where all of my VODs will be, so you can choose to watch them either live on Twitch, or you can watch the VOD on Twitch with the Twitch chat, or you can just go to the YouTube channel and watch the VODs there. Paralogism is like one of my favorite, if not my favorite Archon quest. Albedo's my favorite character in Genshin Impact, my favorite 5-star. 5.6 Archon quest gave me everything I wanted. It gave me lore, it gave me hype, it gave me build-up, it gave me payoff. And so I'm doing some early editing, and obviously when the videos catch up, the video will be heavily edited for this channel that you're watching this video on. So I just kind of wanted to give my VOD channel a little bit of a shout out if you guys didn't know, or if you guys are looking forward to getting some content before it gets edited here. But yeah, we missed out on drip marketing on Monday. It is Tuesday. I was just about to go to bed after editing. Anthony hits me up, tells me stay off socials. He put together the drip marketing presentation, and thus here we are. The one thing that I can expect, or the one thing I am expecting going into this, especially based on the things that we've been getting and the things that we've kind of been teased with thus far, first and foremost, the silhouetted drip marketing. There's 2 characters left on there. One of them is Skirk, and at this point, we now know from 5.6, Dahlia is likely going to be, obviously, the next character. So I'm expecting those 2 to be the last characters we get, with Skirk right now, and then Dahlia most likely tomorrow. I don't think they're going to give us a new character in 5.8. 5.8 is either going to be a summer event, which it doesn't really seem like it is, just because Nodcry teased Natlan and... No, I'm sorry. Simulanka teased Natlan and Nodcry at this point, so I think 5.8 is going to be the Mare Javari, and then 6.0 plus is going to be the Nodcry patch, revisiting old nations and stuff like that. So I'm expecting Skirk, which I'm very excited about. She's tied to the Abyss. She's tied to one of the 5 sinners of Conria, being Sertology. She's Child's master. She has her own backstory and lore that we know nothing about prior to her involvement with these Conrians and with the Abyss and with Child and all that stuff. And I'm curious who the drip marketing is going to be from the perspective of. I'm expecting it to be Child, because I feel like that's the safe bet, but I really want it to be Sertology or someone from Skirk's past that we don't know. I'm also expecting it to be Skirk first, and then the 4-star tomorrow with Dahlia, because now Hoyoverse is doing them one after the other, which is kind of lame. I liked when they were all on the same day. It makes my job as a content creator easier. But yeah, after this, I'm very excited to just see. I am going to be pulling for Skirk. I just pulled for Escoffier this patch because I pulled for meta for the first time in a long time, if ever, and I feel like she is the best in slot for Skirk and Cryo, you know, permafreeze teams and stuff like that in general. Let me know what you guys think about my thought, my commentary, my reactions. What do you guys think of Skirk and the reveal? If this is in fact, I'm assuming it's her at this point. If you guys are pulling for her, everything else in between. I'm very excited to see what information they give us about her, because we know absolutely nothing, and she's going to be the key to like the first steps of the sinners in particular, getting her to friendship 6 as soon as possible, as soon as she dropped. And so I'm very, very excited. But with all that said, thank you so much again, Anthony. Give you guys his praises in the chat for the drip marketing presentation. This helps me out so much, obviously, and the fact that he did it so quickly after release is appreciated. So with all that said, let us check out version 5.7 drip marketing. Whoa. Oh, shoot. Yo! Oh, my God. Yo, she looks sick. Holy moly. Wow. So he actually put he put like a video in here. Oh, that's cool. He like integrated the YouTube like short into it. Wow, holy moly. Alrighty, gamers, this is probably going to be one of 2 inserts that I'm adding to the video, because Anthony did not tell me that he added, well, so obviously when I first saw this shot here, I saw the video, but I don't wear headphones when I do the drip marketing because I'm just reading text and seeing images, but Anthony didn't tell me there was any audio, so I was editing and I noticed that there was like a short clip of audio on my audio track track during like this reveal of Skirk in the image. And apparently this is voiced like lyrics. Like these are like lyrics, and I had no idea. So I saw it, but I didn't hear anything because my speakers were off and I wasn't wearing my headphones. So I'm actually gonna listen to it in full. I did hear like a couple like seconds of it, but yeah, this is crazy. This is insane. I don't watch like TikToks or Instagrams or YouTube shorts, and this is like a YouTube short video, so I would have never seen this. So like this is just, I don't know if they do this for other characters when they drip market them, where they have like a music presentation and like a visual effect versus like a still image, but the music is it's so good. Oh. Yeah, I wish I had heard this initially. I had no idea. I didn't know that there was audio. So, some of y'all were probably like, Arnold, talk about the music. What about the music, though? And I was like, damn, people are gonna roast me if I don't insert this to let people know I have heard the angelic vocals of Skirk's drip marketing. And I did let Anthony know, like, hey, in the future, if there's audio, just tell me to grab my headphones, because this is the first time that it's ever happened. He's never put he's never put like visual video drip. And so I was actually a little taken aback by that, but I thought he was just showing me it from like, hey, you're seeing the image move instead of it just being a still. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that, but that's really, really dope. So we have some music in here. Very excited. I'm expecting this to be, is this like her theme? I'm assuming this is either her theme or it's associated with her in some way. I have a feeling it'd be cool if they play this during like whatever cutscene we get from her story quest, or if she's gonna be in an Archon quest or something. It sounds a little somber, a little melancholic, if you will. So I don't know if this is just about, maybe it's just from her perspective of just like what it's like to be an abyssal swordswoman under the tutelage of one of the 5 sinners of Conria with your own baggage and your own life story. So I'm excited. And again, I just wanted to feature this here. It's going to be inserted immediately after this, but before the drip. But I wanted to let you guys know in post that I did see it. This is after the reaction's already recorded, and so I'm just adding this in before I upload. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I love the music. Sorry that I didn't hear it initially. We'll keep this in mind moving forward. Skirk, Void Star, Sinner's Pupil, Fool's Master, Cryo. Wow, her design looks way different than I don't know if that's, this looks way different. Like this aesthetic, she's got like a Snow White dress on, like not Snow White like the Snow White, but like a white dress. That design looks way different than like the present, how she was presented in the Fontaine Archon quest, unless that was like an early build of her and then they kind of like touched her up a bit since then. Wow, holy moly. Oh my god, Vedifulnir the Visionary and Sertology the Foul, 2 sinners have something to say about her, or something to say about her. Bro, I am living right now. Holy shit, I gotta keep it down. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm never usually like making content or recording this late. All right, I had to fix my camera really quick because I realized that it was obscuring the text. All right, Sin infests the firmament, calamity unfurled across the universe. Bro, this is crazy. It's from Vedifulnir the Visionary, aka Dainsleif's brother, and Sertology the Foul, 2 sinners of Conria. This is crazy. Sin infests the firmament, calamity unfurls across the universe. You are free, and none now may proscribe you. Hold on, what does proscribe mean? All right, so it basically means none may prohibit you. I just did a little Google search there. Okay, so sin infests the firmament, calamity unfurls across the universe. You are free, and none now may prohibit you. Yet your destiny remains bound to that of this world. That sounds like something from the Narcissan Croyt's Ordo World Quest, right? Like if you have like a vision or something, you're like tethered to the world of Teyvat, unless you're like a descender. Indeed, you shall send your disciple here in the near future. What? Me, a student? Such misfortune for them, I mean, whenever they show up. Wait, hold on. Wait, did Vedifulnir? Bro, that's cracked. Vedifulnir's a visionary, so he can like peer into the future. So did Vedifulnir have like a visionary moment and like perceive that one day Sertology would have a student, and he was basically like, oh man, this sucks that you're kind of bound to this world, kind of like he is, because he's like shackled in chains from the Kari Bear Archon quest that we last saw him in. But this conversation seems to imply that Vedderfulnir is peering into like he's having like a visionary moment where he eventually sees a future where Sertology has a student. And right now Sertology is like, me? What? Me? A student? Me have a student? And then he's like, oh, I guess that sucks for whoever that is, whoever, like whenever we cross paths. So, wow. So these two are just having this has nothing, well, I guess it has something to do with Skirk in the future, but they're perceiving that well, Vedderfulnir is perceiving the future. Sertology's kind of like at a loss, because I guess he never expected that he would take on a protege or a disciple of his. But, you know, Skirk is his student, and then Child is her student. So I don't know if Child's gonna take on a disciple and kind of like follow in like the foul legacy, if you will. So wow, this is so unexpected. I was expecting at least Child or Sertology, but I was not expecting Vedderfulnir. And it's even crazier too, because this moment here has nothing to do with Skirk. Like, it really has to do with like the banter, not even banter, but just like larger than life conversation that these two are having. They're talking about sin infests the firmament. So Teyvat is corrupted with sin, and calamity unfurls across the universe. So the universe is beyond the microcosm and beyond this like firmament bubble world of Teyvat that the heavenly principles have made their own. So there's craziness, destruction, calamity going on in all other parts of the universe, right? I feel like Teyvat definitely is implied to be like a planet amongst a galaxy, amongst a star system, amongst the universe. And these two are just talking about, you are free. Well, I think this is Vedderfulnir. He's saying, Sertology, you're free. None may prohibit you, but your fate is still shackled and bound to Teyvat. And then he says, indeed, you may send your disciple here in the future. So I don't know. I guess maybe Sertology is literally bound to this world. Maybe he's imprisoned somewhere and he has Skirk go out and do things for, I don't know. I actually don't really know how to interpret this. If you guys have your thoughts, let me know. But it just seems like maybe his fate is shackled to Teyvat despite him knowing about the worlds and the universes beyond. I also wonder now if Skirk is from another world or if she's actually from Teyvat, because Sertology has a pet, right? The all-devouring narwhal is his pet, but like his pet also goes to like other worlds and stuff. So his pet is like intergalactic. And so I wonder if she's also from like another world or something all the same, or if she's from the Abyss. I don't think she's from the Abyss. So I'm curious about her origins. I hope we learn a little bit more about her. We have Skirk. Voidstar is her title. She is the sinner's I almost want to say sinner's puppet. She is the sinner's pupil and the fool's master. That's an interesting one. So she is the pupil of a sinner, but the master of a fool. So is Child the fool? Oh, the fool, because he's the Fatui. Oh my God, that's so clever. Yeah, so she is the pupil of a sinner and she is the master of a Fatus, a fool. Child, the lowest rank of the Harbingers, by the way. The foul legacy transformation, by the way. Wow, that is so, oh my goodness gracious. All right, so really quick, future Arnold here. I've already recorded the reaction. This is an insert that I'm going to try to find and put in an appropriate spot. So I was yapping so much. I was losing my mind while I was reading and interpreting all this. I completely missed it. I was noticing while I was editing. It mentions here specifically about her vision, the 7 shifting serpent Cryo. It doesn't say she has a vision. It doesn't say she has a gnosis. It says she has a 7 shifting serpent. So I don't know if that's like an abyssal middle ground to her having a vision. I don't know if she actually has like a vision of Celestia or if she's utilizing the abyss to channel some type of elemental properties. You can see behind her too, like she has like what looks to be like shards of glass behind her. Actually, you can kind of see it better in the other image. Hold on. So for her art right here, you can see like she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's like a couple more shards of glass here, but these 7 right here kind of looks like it's like a serpent of some sort. She also, okay, no, those are her frills. I was gonna say that kind of looks like a fin right there, but obviously her like her body in general, like all of this, I don't know if this is supposed to be like starry or abyssal to imply something about her. I don't know if she's like an abyssal serpent, because that's kind of like what the description is giving. And the cryo is in the image of the glass. So I don't know if this is just supposed to be interpreted portrayed as like she doesn't have the cryo, she's just using it by means of a conduit. So like she's using the abyss, and the abyss is projecting something that reflects like cryo. And so she's basically using cryo because they don't want to put like, or they can't put, or they don't want to put, or they don't know how to implement it, or they can't implement it with enough characters to make it viable in the game. But I think this is her utilizing like her glass or her like her shard manipulation to be able to use cryo without actually having a vision. This just might be her way of getting by, of like, hey, maybe this is abyssal power, but it has to be an element to kind of work in the confines of the game's lore, or the game mechanic, I should say. So I think that's what it is. I think, what's it called again? The 7 shifting serpent. That just might be like the technique that allows her to use cryo in the best way possible that mirrors Teyvat. But I don't think she has a vision, actually. So yeah, that's very interesting. So, and that just might be, I don't know if there's a lore reason for that, but that might just actually be Hoyo's way to get around using characters that use the abyss, but you know, you have to tether them to one of the 7 elements, because there's no way they're going to make the abyss an element where only like 3 or 4 characters can use it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, just wanted to mention my thoughts on that because I didn't mention it in the video. And I feel like if I don't mention it, a bunch of people are going to be like, you missed out on this. And I'm like, but I'm going crazy with all this other stuff. So I'm glad I noticed it. I got to keep it down. It's literally like 1 o'clock plus in the morning, and I don't want to be too crazy, too loud, but look at this. Look at this, Lord. Bro, I wish this was in the morning. This would have been a completely different experience, but we have Conria, we have the Abyss. She's also searching for the female Voyager from the finale of the Deep Galleries artifact set. She's searching for the Voyager woman who came here and befriended Dragon King Nibelung, and then kind of, I think the Voyager woman ended up becoming the progenitor origin that started the Conrian like civilization, the Conrian dynasties, the Conrian race, or whatever you want to call it, which are also low-key like space aliens, the lover of the first Seelie, or the first angel that turned against that primordial one. Like crazy lore, like the lore that kind of gave us an understanding of the Order of the Descenders as well. And she seems to be searching for something in that artifact set based on what her master said. So Sertologi sent Skirk, I think, to look for remnants or information on the Voyager, and so that's what her story quest might give that. Bro, the fact that she's gonna have a story quest, I feel like her lore is going to usher in a new era. It's gonna take the lore community to the next level of understanding potentially her, the world beyond Teyvat, the Abyss, Sertologi, the Sinners, maybe even Conria. I'm so excited. All right, let's read this. The stars hang above in their night-veiled skies. The Abyss lies beneath in chthonic depths. Yo, ad astra abyssosk. None can know what lies beyond the dispangled heights, just as none can perceive that which dwells in lightless depths. As the ancient Conrian Augor once said, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same. Wow. Ad astra abyssosk, to the stars and the abyss is one and the same. It's literally like an inverse reverse effect. And in both are brave and dark unknowns. In the days after the underground civilization collapsed upon a patch of unremembered scorched earth, the one who deceived destiny plucked a young girl from the hand of fate. Bro, this is talking about like Sertologi surviving the Conria cataclysm. The one who despised destiny plucked a young girl from the hand of fate. I don't know where Skirk came from, that he plucked her from fate. How good it would be if warmth could be a measure of all things, if all tales could end in joy, yet the road ahead is uncertain, the sights beyond unknown. Holy moly, brother. This is crazy. Wow, we got Sertologi just as much, if not more than Skirk, because to understand Skirk is to understand Sertologi, I think, and vice versa. He apparently saved her from fate, or plucked her from the hand of fate. So I guess fate had, oh, that almost sounds like he obfuscated her fate. So I wonder if he has anything to do with obfuscating Lumine's fate with the Irminsul, you know, kind of like getting fuzzy when it comes to perceiving what she's been up to. Because yeah, plucking her from the hand of fate implies that he like changed the course of her life through his actions. And again, he is a sinner. He seems to be like a warrior sinner, right? Like he seems, you know, based on child who's like bloodthirsty for fighting and for combat and all that stuff. And obviously the foul legacy transformation and all of those, you know, abyssal techniques. It seems like he's very fighter oriented, and Roptatir the Wise is very knowledge oriented. And then you have Vedderfulnir, who is a visionary, so he's like perceiving the stars and the future and fate and stuff like that. And then Rerir might actually be like affiliated with the moon in some way. So a lot of stuff to kind of consider and look into. We're going into Nodcry as well, so I wonder if we're gonna have more Certology lore, especially with Skirk being delivered to us, or Skirk being released before Nodcry comes out. It'd be cool to learn more about some of the sinners over the course of Nodcry, if not in Nodcry. I'm expecting it to be either Certology or Rashir of Solnari Rerir, because their name translates to Moon Avenger, and obviously Nodcry is like the sub-region of the moon, and like the moon goddess and all that other stuff. Wow, I cannot believe this, man. So I cannot wait for Skirk. I hope, and she doesn't know much about the Archons or the Gnosis or the Descenders or the Sinners, I don't think. I mean, she knows of them, but I don't think she knows too deeply, because when we last talked to her in Fontaine, she was like, oh, those are just the names my master told me. He didn't go into detail. And she said the same thing about the third Descender, and I'm assuming she's gonna reveal who the third Descender was. She said she's gonna talk to her master and then get back to us during Fontaine, so I hope through her story quest, I don't know if we're gonna get another Archon quest interlude with Dainsleif, because we still don't have a Dainsleif quest yet, and we have 2 patches left before Nodcry, this one and the next one. So if Dane pulls up with Skirk, who's connected to one of the 5 sinners that he has beef with, that's gonna be epic. This is a guaranteed pull from me. Like, I am pulling for her for lore more than anything, and I feel like she's gonna be cracked as a DPS unit. I have a Scoffier. I'm hoping that her and Dahlia, I'm expecting them to be on the same banner. I don't, you know, and then 5.8 could just be a big saving patch for Nodcry. That'd be nice. But there's so many implications to think about with this. I'm definitely pulling for her, getting her to Friendship 6 as soon as possible. I'm pulling for her weapon. We're going to be reading all of that lore once we get her to Friendship 6. I'm so excited to just see. And I'm wondering if they're going to lock anything until like future content. Kind of like, you know, they typically lock stuff like if a character comes out during an Archon quest, they don't want you to spoil yourself before a certain point. So I'm hoping that they don't lock Skirk behind anything. And if they do, you know, if it's a Dainsleif quest, let us do the Dainsleif quest and then the Skirk quest, and then we get all of her lore, because she is going to change the course of Genshin Impact lore for the foreseeable future, in my opinion, especially since the finale of the Deep Galleries did the exact same thing. My mind is still twisted thinking about that, thinking about the implications of the female Voyager, the first Seelie, Dragon King Nibelung, the origins of Teyvat going back 10,000 years essentially. And now we have the nexus point of one of the 5 sinners of Conria surviving the cataclysm, finding Skirk somehow. I don't know how. I don't know if she's from Conria as well. She doesn't look it. I don't know if Skirk is her real name or if that's like an alias, what her real name might be, or whatever the case might be. It's just very, very interesting to think about, very perplexing. Also, the one line she said during the Archon quest about like, you know, if you cling to somebody for too long after they die, all that's left is curses. And they're talking about like there's sin infesting the firmament of Teyvat. So there's a lot of things, a lot of ambiguity here, right? A lot of missing context that I'm hoping makes sense as time goes on. At Astra Abyssosk to the stars in the abyss, everything is the same, everything is connected. And so I guess if you don't fear the stars, maybe you don't have to fear the abyss. Maybe you should fear the abyss, like the force of the abyss, but not the nature of the abyss, right? Skirk dwells in the abyss. The sinners dwell within the abyss. And I mean, the abyss brought about some great things. I mean, maybe not, but like you can harness it, right? Like Child harnesses it, Skirk harnesses it. We got Durin out of it, right? From 5.6. And so I don't know. I'm very excited to learn more about the abyss. I have such an open mind about the abyss's perspective on things, why they do what they do, their influence on Teyvat, why they want Teyvat to be hospitable for them. What are they fighting for? What are the dragons fighting for? What are humans fighting for? What is the primordial one's entire plan with Teyvat and humans in general? And I just want to learn everyone's motivations. It's so gray when you think about it. Like everyone's fighting for something. No one's the bad guy. It's just a matter of perspective. And I think Skirk is the key to just unleashing the floodgates. So I'm so excited. Let me know know what you guys think about all of this. I'm gonna try to edit this video and get it up before I go to bed because I'm sure my notifications are getting blown up right now, but I absolutely loved all of this. Obviously, you guys know me. I'm big into lore. I yap until I get all my thoughts out. I really appreciate Anthony putting together all of this stuff and kind of compiling everything for me. I think the music cut out, but that's okay. But that's gonna do it for me. I'm pulling for Skirk. Let me know what you guys think. How do you guys interpret this lore and all of this information? I'm very excited to just jump into all of it eventually when the next patch comes out, especially since this patch is pretty light. I already finished the Archon quest. I have the event quest, the Scoffier's quest, and then I'm kind of chilling until Skirk comes out. So I'm hoping we get more. I'm hoping we get another interlude. I don't know if they do 2 Archon quests back to back, but another interlude with Dainsleif would be sick because we still don't have him and we get him at least once a year. So better now than never. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, leave your thoughts down below and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.